Restaurant Unstoppable. What the most successful restaurateurs know that you don't. You said you learned, like you took a lot of the Texadelphia ideas, models, fast casual. What are some of the key elements, the keystone aspects of a tight fast casual concept that you learned?
It's like a teeter-totter. You have to find that equilibrium of how fast you get people through the line versus how long they're going to have to wait for their food. So it's kind of a balancing act of, sometimes we will like go on a ghost, like pull somebody off of a register because we're getting through the line too quick, and then the kitchen gets bogged down. So it's just kind of a constant making sure the flow's in that sweet spot of, okay, the kitchen's doing fine. We can run 2 registers or we can run 3 registers. But, there's only a finite amount of time people will wait in line to get their food or, to order, and then the amount of time they'll wait to get their food. So we kind of try and balance that and have, a really understandable amount of time that you have to wait in line. Like we get through that line pretty fast, and then we get you your food pretty fast.
What are those numbers? Is there a sweet spot?
I don't think people like to wait in line any more than like 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we try and get the food out in 10 or less.
Okay.
At our fast casual.
And what about getting the food to them? What's the system for tracking?
So it depends on location. We used to do calling people's numbers out. Now we do pagers. That's probably the best. And then, when we can, we try and run food out to tables just so we have a little bit more guest interaction.
No, are you using those tagging pagers that
we aren't?
Okay.
We've never used those. I've seen them. We use just the LRS kind of coaster.
Systems was doing something where you could literally you could look at a screen and it would tell you what table they're sitting at. Because people there's a lot of time lost in just looking around, and you can pick up that time compounds. If you waste 30 seconds every time trying to run to find somebody, maybe they're in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And ew, gross, they brought the pager into the bathroom. First of all. Second of all, you're not to go try to find them because they're not at their table.
It's crazy. I've yet to see that. I read about it, but I've yet to see that in action.
Yeah.
And so
I think it works good with big spaces, like big outdoor venues where there's a crowd of people and there's no way you're going to know. If you have 50 plus people in a space, how are you going to figure out who's who?
Who's who, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Any other key lessons with fast casual that just are lessons you learned the hard way?
I think that making sure that it's not just transactional, because you get in this rhythm of taking your order, swiping the card, moving on, handing the pager, where it can become robotic. So we really try and make it less about the transaction and more about the experience.
Okay. How do you break that habit from forming of being transactional?
We just hope and pray that we hire personalities. We hire, like I said, good people that don't only want to just get through the transaction, but want to make sure that person has a good experience or a good day. So we pride ourselves on having really personable staff. We're not, we're going to go out of our way to make sure you have a good experience.
Do you communicate to the expectation that we want you to be personable?
Oh, 100%.
Is there any system or reminder or way of bringing that top of mind?
Manual wise, we always talk about the most important part of our uniform is our smile.
Yes.
It's just little cheesy things like that, but we're trying to make food memories for people. It's not just about, eating your taco or eating your hot chicken or whatever it may be here or any of our concepts. It's about creating that full experience, that full memory.
There's a couple of things that come to my mind, things I've heard. When you're handing somebody something, don't just slide it across the table, right? Or the counter, but hold it with 2 hands and make eye contact and literally pass it to them.
Yeah.
Like little things like that. What else comes to your mind? The things that you guys do to just little subconscious things to take the level higher of caring higher.
We talk about it all the time. Graham Colton, who is my business partner in the Jones Assembly where we are now, we talk about these things, little touches. We always talk about these little touches and, making sure we're paying attention to every detail. I know I keep referencing Nathan because he's right here. setting up the bar. But I mean, I think Nathan probably has never presented a cocktail or poured in front of a guest without the label facing out. I mean, it's just a simple thing like that.
Nathan, when I get my drink later, you better not mess that
up. You know, and it's just knowing our story, knowing who we are, knowing about this place, knowing about the building. So it's more of an experience than just a transaction.